Welcome to the session on fractions, division. The objectives of this session are to understand the concept of a fraction and divide two fractions by each other. Let's recall the terminology of fractions. We will look at what the numerator and denominator of a fraction are. If we have a fraction 3 out of 8, this fraction represents, for example, 3 pieces of a circular pie which is cut up into 8 pieces. The value on the top part of the fraction is known as the numerator, and the value on the bottom part of the fraction is known as the denominator. In this example, the numerator is 3 and the denominator is 8. When dividing a fraction by another fraction, we simply invert the second fraction and multiply instead of divide. So let's take a look at this example on your screen in order to illustrate this. We're going to try dividing 4 over 7 by 8 over 3. So let's invert 8 over 3 so that it becomes 3 over 8 and convert the division sign to a multiplication sign, like so. So the division sign here has been replaced by a multiplication sign, and 8 over 3 has been replaced by 3 over 8. Now we proceed to multiply the fractions using the techniques from the previous video. We multiply the numerator by the numerator, and we multiply the denominator by the denominator. To give 12 out of 56. We then notice, hopefully, that 12 and 56 have a common factor, namely 4. So we divide the numerator by 4 and we divide the denominator by 4 to get the fraction in its lowest form. In other words, 3 over 14. This brings us to the end of this session. If you have understood the contents, you should be able to understand the concept of a fraction and divide two fractions by each other. Now pause the slideshow and have a go at these exercises. The solutions will be released one at a time so you can check your answers as you go along. Pause the slideshow whenever you need to. In order to understand this topic in greater depth, do have a go at the exercises in your textbook related to this topic. Thank you very much for listening.